What's happening, everyone? Professor Mike, Coach T, back again. Graced by Ronnie and Lisa in the UK. Going to talk to you today about the knee on belly from the top. Coach T's least favourite positions. Okay, everyone's worst position when you're on the bottom. It's a position we want to be finding from the top because it gives us two things. It can give us control, and it can give us a transitory option to a different position. And that's generally what we use the knee on belly for, both those things. For control, to wear our opponent out, to impose our weight and our will on our opponent. And secondly, it's a transitory place to go. It's a kind of a fork in the road, if you will, between side mount and the mount, side mount and the back, off the mount, somewhere else. Okay, it gives us a moment to maintain control and go somewhere else. So let's just have a quick look at the position. I'm sure you've all seen it before. Okay, lots of different types of knee on belly. I'll show you a couple today, but again, this is a broad topic we could talk about for a long time. That's not what this video is for. It's just to give you some principles. Okay, so if we were looking at this from a control position, I would want to make sure that I put as much of my weight onto my opponent as possible and to project that weight into a place which create the maximum amount of pressure. Okay, that generally is around the kind of diaphragm, sternum area, whereby my weight makes it hard for my opponent to breathe. It can control them from a weight perspective in the centre of the chest, but also it's just a painful, horrible experience. All right. So if I was to pop up to knee on belly simply here, I'd want to place my knee into the centre of my opponent's chest. Note, I don't sit back here onto my foot. I want the weight onto my knee. So I have to project myself forward and sometimes even take my back foot off the floor. You can't see Coach T's face, but it's not pretty. All right? This leg is always out wide for base. Note my toes are facing the camera, facing you, not faced out here. If I open my knee, I'm susceptible to be swept backwards. So I want to make sure that my knee's pointing forward. And I've got lateral movement here. All right, so I'm strong in a lateral position, and that's invariably the way my opponent's going to move. He's going to come towards us, or he's going to roll away. And either way, I'm kind of strong in this position with my toes pointing forward. What protects me from being pushed backwards or thrown forwards are my hands. So I can either have them floating for base, or the majority of the time you'll see people take grips around the hips of their opponent, just to apply some pressure to the hip to stop them hip escaping. They may also take grips up near the collar. But the most important thing to remember here is that my posture needs to be strong. Think deadlift, think passing the guard. All right? I'm not crouched over here because I'll be manipulated. All right? And don't forget, this guy's going to be fighting for his life. So in a good position, good knee position, I should have good posture. I can pull a little bit and apply even more pressure. It's not nice, okay? And this is a control position to impose our will on our opponent to wear them out. It can also enable a mistake from our opponent. So from here, as we start to apply some pressure, they may push, exposing arms, giving us options, all right? That's why we use that control position. Another position, like I've said before, is almost like to give us a fork in the road, to give us a transitory kind of option, really. And the most common way it's used is to go from side mount to the mount. So often in side mount, we're trying to clear a path to the mountain here, aren't we? And we'll want to control an arm to give us this space. But if I just try and throw my leg over, there's a chance it could get caught in a half guard. We've just done a half guard video for you, so you've got some options there. All right? But I know if I can just create a little bit more pressure, going through, be a little bit more purposeful to get to the mount, it gives me advantages. So you'll see what we call kind of the knee ride, when my shin comes across my opponent's belt line quite often. You may see it maintaining controls here to the mount, or you may see people coming up to the knee ride and just establishing a knee on belly, maybe to get the 2 points in competition, or just to slow down a powerful opponent, because this can give us just a moment just to kind of solidify our position, all right, and maybe they'll make a mistake. Maybe we want to take the back from here, and we start to manipulate this and give them the opportunity to roll, and when they do, we're in position to take the back. So it gives us options. All right, so generally the two ways you're going to use knee on belly. One, the knee will be centre of the chest, the toe will be just kissing them out of the back. We might pull slightly and create a lot of pressure here on our opponent's sternum. And the second way is kind of a transitory way to the mount. So where we climb, we slide our knee into position. We might come to here. No, leg position is very much similar, but we're not here to impose a lot of pressure on our opponent. We're here to just ride this position out. Okay, maybe transition, okay, and get to ultimately a more advantageous position. Okay, whilst we're here, we'll just talk about how it can be used from the mount. Maybe your opponent's doing a great job in defending your mount, all right, and you may want to abandon it. Okay, let's do it with some technique. Back to an advantageous position. I'm going to do a video later in the week about staying on top. This is where we would use this. Rather than getting stuck in the mount and getting bridged over, or trying to step off, and again, getting caught in a guard. Okay, not cool. So we can just kick into knee on belly and get back to a transitory position, give ourselves some options and progress from there. All right, good job. Okay guys, so there you go. Some ideas. Okay, really basic stuff. But if you're new to Jiu-Jitsu, that's going to help your game. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.